Similar to the last name of the U.S. women's soccer team goalkeeper that took some rather unfortunate nudies.
Wow.
This episode of the Trial and Aaron podcast is a solo. Oh yeah, it is quite nice. It is just me, myself, and I, your boy Aaron, or you've heard people say sandwich many a time, or ass or shit, whatever it is. It's me, your guy, your host, to this whole shindig. So why have I made you click play on either iTunes or YouTube? I'm going to tell you why. You want to listen to what I got in my bag of tricks, and that just happens to be today on the tap, my 10 favorite N64 games. Dare I say, in fact, I say yay to the fact that these are the best of video games for the N64. And if you listen to these and disagree, which I hope you do, go ahead, leave a comment, send an email to trialandaaron@gmail.com. Let's get it on, not sexually, because we'll have you on the show, and let's debate, let's talk nerdy shit. In this case, it is the 10 top N64 games of all time, and this will be saturated with personal bias. You have been warned. Let us begin. Not the vegetable. At number 10, we're going to go in descending order. Starting at a numero diez, a game which is on a list of many games, and movies I'll say for that matter, that I'm ashamed that I have not played or seen. So like I've never seen Reservoir Dogs. It's a shame because I'm a movie guy. I'm a video game guy. So the fact that I haven't seen that movie or played Legend of Zelda series or Ocarina of Time, anything pertaining to the Legend of Zelda, you lose. I have not dabbled, and it just bums me out because I'm putting it up here off of sheer reputation of greatness. I've seen it played. I've been to slumber parties. I've seen it. I don't live under a rock. Easy now. I've seen it been played, and it looks imaginative. It looks fun and frustrating. Oh, I could go into an entirely different podcast talking about the frustration that gamers get. Like, it's f***ing real. Talking about anger, you laugh at them when you see them on YouTube videos. Guess what? That's real. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk Legend of Zelda at number 10. Respect. This is a tip of the cap. Let it be known I am respectful with a K. Number 9. We're going to duo here. Wayne Gretzky 3D hockey. Yes. That was... You heard that right. That is Wayne Gretzky 3D hockey. Because when I was a fat little boy back in the day when I got the N64 for Christmas, that bitch came with 2 games. Wayne Gretzky 3D hockey and Cruis'n USA. Honorable mention. I'll say it right now. Wayne Gretzky is so ridiculous because you power check people. They do 2 to 3 flips in the air, bouncing, and you zoom in on their face on the replay. And of course, they got a smile on. It's just a painted on brick of a face in 64. You can set the net on fire. You can blow the goalie back through his own goal and just flop on his back. You might as well be dead. You get into fights, and you have to finish your opponent. There's power bars over either side. And it's just 3-on-3, tight passes, full-on checking. Wow, not talking bank accounts. We're talking hits. We're talking fun. And let me tell you what, never have I giggled so hard at a game. That puts Wayne Gretzky and this other sports-related game, 2001 NFL Blitz. Yes, 2001. The games, the players are authentic. They're nostalgic. Well, especially now, but back then they were primo. Rich Gannon on the Raiders. We got, gosh, who else is there? Alex Garcia for the 49ers. Dante Culpepper for the Vikings. Chris Harder. Randy Moss. Brett Favre plays in this game, ladies and gentlemen. Get at me with NFL Blitz 2001, and this game would glitch in crucial moments. You could put in big head cheats. You can do so many silly little cheats for that game. It was ridiculous. You're just going crazy in the beginning when the game's loading, and you're just going mashing buttons. Mashing those buttons like there's no tomorrow. Like it's a cute girl just mashing the buttons. And God, the funniest cheats. Invisible cheat. I could ramble on all day, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna move on. Honorable mention to Ken Griffey Jr. Major League Baseball. I see you. And if nobody else has seen him, it's okay. I see you. Moving on. Number 8, Rampage. Boy howdy, Rampage. 2-dimensional, 3 players. It's Lizzie, she's the lizard. That was who I like to play with. Then there's George, the big gorilla, and then you got Ralph, the wolf. And you just travel the world, and you just pummel it, and you kill so many people. Rated E for everyone, I think. Lordy. And there's just something fun about causing absolute mayhem. You can kick each other, you could get weird special abilities, you fight robots, there's helicopters. It's absolute madness. But the trick to this game is you have to beat it in one go. And there's about 150 levels, and you go all over the world. And it's just outrageously difficult. I saw arcade games of Rampage, and I said, ha, you fools, I have this for free back home. Why would you ever spend quarters on this? Peasants. Maybe if you learned how to read, you'd be able to afford such luxuries as I. But that's okay. You lose! I was thinking it'd be impossible to play that in arcade and not lose more than $2,000. You die so much. There's too much opposition, but it's a testament to perseverance. That's why Rampage is number 8. I've ranted about it. I peed my pants a little, and that's the sign to move on to number 7. An obscure Mario Party. Yes. What? Whoa! Hot take. Hey, guess what, you guys? My fingers are off the pan. Guess what? No burns here. No. Nah, I'm good. You know why? Because I'm thinking straight. I know what this game has done for me. Is it the best game ever? Does it deserve number 7? No! No, son! God damn it, listen to me. Wow. Mario Party makes number 7 because the gods smile upon me whilst I engage in this game, whilst I mash those buttons, bruh. Because it's just, this game does other people so dirty. It takes their stars, their coins, and makes them slip on bananas. Bowser steps on you, eats you. You get stars stolen. It's absolute madness. But for me, it's just this joyous symphony of winning and getting extra points, extra movement, and shitting on other players because I get stars. It's just, the games work for me. I don't know why I get all these lucky breaks. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not that I'm good. It's just I'm so lucky, and the game knows who its daddy is, and I smile upon you, son. Thank you for pleasing me every time I play against other players. Wow. Wowzer. Wow. Come and get me, baby. Mario Party's my bitch, my love, and you at number 7. It's an odd 7, though.
Get nothing.
Lord knows I detest odd numbers, especially number 7. But moving on to number 6, this has got to be, of course it's in the top 10, Tony Hawk Pro Skater, blue cartridge, number 1. I only play as Tony Hawk because why play with anybody else? There's a guy with a backpack, Bob Burnquist, I don't know who you are. Get out of here. Tony Hawk pulling off the 900. That game was so much goddamn fun because you could play for hours just in one, like freestyle mode, and a couple levels are just downhill dashes, but some are just arenas. You get mad air. You just know it so well. You can just flow. The game itself, super fun. Just getting the tapes, spelling skate. It's just crazy. Not so difficult to where it deters you from wanting to get the tape or complete whatever mission, but it just baits you enough because you get so close, and it looks incredibly badass when you get it, and then you freak out. And I remember thinking these thoughts exactly when I was a lad playing this game. I thought to myself, this will never not be fun. And God, looking back now, your little boy, little Aaron, with the lowercase a's, it's cool, bro. Like, it's still good. You was right. But now, back to 29-year-old me. It's okay, I'm in my prime. Tony Hawk, tip of the cap, baby. But you are not number 5, an odd number that I do endorse. Anything ending in a 5, just like, actually nothing like, Star Fox. You know, just like Star Fox. 5 stars. 5 Owen Wilson wows out of 5. Star Fox.
Wow.
There's just some more brilliant games. But at number 5, I see you, Star Fox. Not really a multiplayer game. It's just kind of dogfighting. You just spin around. Of course, I would dominate, and nobody want to play. But you just play to watch me do one-player mode. That's why, people. You see me skim off the water. You see those great shots. I get the blue because there's 3 laser little icons you got to go through. You got your single green. You know, you a bitch. And then you get the double green. You know, you're some kind, Steph Curry. You're getting better. But then you get the third one. You just blue. You just... MJ, baby, the most powerful blue lasers under there. Then you got your bombs. And lordy, those are great shooting at bosses because they just freak the fuck out. Omitted myself there. I'm just ranting about these stupid little things. But anyways, so many tricks and turns. Great storyline. Anyways, there's your teammates who I shoot on sight. It's Peppy, Slippy, and Falco. All three of you are beyond worthless. Maybe if you learned how to read, or were worth a damn, or pulled your weight, which is mighty, I would not shoot you down on sight. If you did anything that was a vestige of a resemblance of something useful for the squad, aka me, Fox, maybe then I wouldn't shoot you out of the sky. But now you got me all upset, and I've just got to shoot you. And then by the next level, you got to take a level repair, and then you come back.
You lose. Good day, sir.
Woosah. That's why you get shot, though. You ain't pulling your weight. Just like Russian soldiers in World War II. You know, any kind of retreat, you're just getting blasted from Mother Russia. But World War II will be another podcast with other people besides me.
You shot me in the
And me.
ass.
Shut up, you. Okay. Oh, schizophrenic. Moving on to number 4, the Quattro. Gotta give it to it. Tip the cap. Ha! That's a pun, especially considering it's Super Mario 64, baby! Got it in 96. I recall 96. And it was just impossible to get all 150 stars. There's no way. There's not enough older brothers in the world that have the dexterity, the hand-eye coordination to have captured all 150 stars. Sometimes you take them. Sometimes you gotta straight up murder bombs, drop little baby penguins off cliffs to get your nut. By nut, I mean star. And going through all three Bowsers were all considerable feats. And the gameplay was so beautifully laid out. You're jumping through pictures, going into the worlds, getting keys. A couple sneaky little Toad moments. He's hiding stars from you. But the worlds, the graphics for what they were back in the 90s, hey, spot on. Amazing gameplay. You're flying with the caps. You're Metal Mario. I love that. Like, song loop. I could play that in the gym for hours and just be pumped up, listen to that Metal Mario song on a loop. I'm sure there's a 10-hour version of that somewhere on YouTube. I'll find it. But anyways, I digress. Super Mario 64. I can go on and on. Baby, you were so good to me. Couldn't beat Koopa the Quick out the gate, and the family, like the brothers laughed at me. I was scorned. Did not pick up all 150 stars until I got to college when I really buckled down, got there. Always getting that Bowser. I mean, when I was little, I was no slouch.
Shame.
Mind you, I was no slouch. I would whoop the shit out of that third Bowser. All 3 bombs. Boom, boom, boom. All day, sweet Susie. Because I was sick of getting those little blue stars you get after you get the original star. And that's what happens. It's like, oh, here's your participation. You get nothing, Willy Wonka.
You get
Thank you.
nothing.
And,
You lose.
yeah, and I just didn't have the gumption. I couldn't figure out little riddles that belong to each star that's supposed to guide you to finding them. But when you're like 8, you're just not smart enough, man. But when you're in college and you're an adult, you got it. Plus, you have the internet available to you, which I did not have as a lad. So, thank goodness for that. But I needed it not. No, I think I needed it. Oh, for sure. Now that I think about it, absolutely. Used it, got all 150, and then, let me tell you now, spoiler alert, but if you haven't beaten the game by now, suck toes. You get in that cannon out in the front yard of the castle. You blast yourself onto the castle, and behind the main tower, the one with the stained glass of Peach, just whatever she's doing there, looking upwards. There's Yoshi, the coward, the green little look at him back there. And then you talk to him. He's happy to see you. He was cowering away when the enemy was at the gates. He wasn't wearing Under Armour. He was not protecting this house. He's naked and afraid.
Big freak show.
Low survival level back there. And guess what? He has the balls to tell you, good job, you done good, kid. Congratulations, zippity doo dah. And then he has the gall to pay for your meal, the equivalency of it, and give you 100 lives?
Jim.
Bro, I just got 150 stars. And you tossing out 100 lives like it's nothing. Like I couldn't have used that in the beginning of the game where I get 4 every time. You couldn't have just tossed a few over your shoulder. No, you got to pocket them. You son of a bitch. I treat you that bad in Super Mario when I got to ditch you. Well, I guess that is understandable when you're in Super Mario and you fall down a gully or a canyon and you're on a Yoshi, you could press B and eject off of his ass, jump off of him, leave him for dead, and land safely on the other side. That I could understand. You know, you be hiding back there like a bitch.
Good day, sir.
Hoarding 100 lives. No, still, I don't accept it. No, that's bullshit. When the kingdom's under attack, you band together. You put your differences aside. Doesn't matter who you are. This goes for life. When the kingdom's under attack, we get together. Yeah? Share the mushrooms. Those green mushrooms. Share some life. That's what I say. But anyways, wow, what a digression. But that's okay. Now we're all better people for it. Am I right? I'm not wrong. Let's see here. Yeah, Super Mario. What a delight you were. What a delight you were. But we're going to move on from these mostly one-player games. You'll be able to see that my bias, although filthy, yet moist, is not without its reasoning. And I'll tell you why. Coming up here. At number 3. I say with 4 fingers. It is none other than Mario Kart. That wasn't an airplane. That was the intro to Mario Kart. The spinning gold Nintendo sign. And then you just eagerly press A because you don't want to see it keep spinning. You're like, I want to get to the main screen. Which there are 2. If you defeat all 4 cups, 150cc, you get the reverse levels, and then it changes from Mario drifting in front, the face of the franchise. Of course he's in front. He's the Aaron Fox of the Nintendo franchise. Anyways. And then it switches to a desert scene where Donkey Kong's about to blast somebody, I believe, with a green shell, which is an amazing hit, by the way. Everybody relies on red shells, the heat seekers. When you get a fine hit, you just press Z, you time it, you know somebody's coming in front of you, or you could bounce it. Excuse me. Or just straight up use it as a block behind you, you just hold Z. This is all in 64, by the way. Anybody that challenges, based, I'm great on GameCube or whatever. If you're challenging me, let it be known. It's okay if your expertise is with another system. I have no qualms with that. Spelled with an L.
Wow.
I'm just saying, when I'm challenging you, anybody, let it be known. You heard it here. This is all N64. All this talking pertains to N64. All right? So put your pitchforks down. Pick your controllers up. Because I will smash you. All right? So, we ain't talking Smash. You're talking Mario Kart. Classic Rainbow Road. The favorite. This game is one of the apex video games of all time. Sure, it came from the Super Nintendo, but I believe it was perfected with the N64. And then just completely saturated with the other renditions. One, because I didn't really... Yeah, it was okay on GameCube. It just didn't have the same charm, and then it just went off into some weird direction. Double dash, and you're throwing dildos at each other, or whatever Nintendo's into these days. Mario Kart was pure adrenaline. Let me tell you, at 150cc on... Even with multiplayer, I knew I was baller, because I could drift my ass off. I can hit little jumps. I had some clutch moments. I am defeatable, though. I'm not some... all-knowing Buddha, but I am pretty f***ing hard to beat, let me tell you that much. Damn near impossible, one might say, because I get mine. But going back to the worlds themselves, the classic Rainbow Road, that one, everybody knows that one. It's not a shortcut, it's more of like flopping your balls out on the table. You go out the gate, instead of going down that initial dip, you take a left, and there's the other part of the course, and you have to time that jump perfectly over the star wall on either side, holding you in, because that's what gentlemen do. And Lordy, you have to hit the other side, and you'll win the race if you get that. Easily. But if you just do the course straight up, it's still a pretty good, very long course. My favorite's probably... It's not the beach, that's consolation. I'd say Wario's stadium, that's gotta be my number one, because it just, that's go-karting to me. Like, I love like the mud, the crowd, the multi-jumps. Like, it was just a fabulous course. Of course there's a there is a cheat to little double bounce. You can hop the walls, but that's not pure. It's totally unsanctioned, and I hate it. Plus, it's just, I have my biases. That's it. Wario Stadium, sue me. Just because that's my guy, that's my go-to guy. I choose a stadium, there it is. Conspiracy. Sue me. A little story about that game, how I acquired it as a lad. I think I was about 7, right? I'm just so in love. The N64, my first love, right? Just head over heels, playing all these games, enjoying myself, getting fatter with happiness. And this is before mommy and daddy sanctioned a weekends only clause, which just blew my mind. I'm like, you can't do that. Do you know who I am? I'm your boy. But anyways, I digress. It's a Saturday. I'm chilling watching my tunes. I'm having a good old time just relaxing. And lo and behold, Debbie Gertz comes on in and tosses this game at my lap and says, Aaron, I am so sorry, she says. I said, Mother, why are you so sorry? What's going on? She said, you had a soccer game today that I completely forgot about, and I felt so bad. Just here you go. This makes me feel better. She just gave it to me. I can't say verbatim if that was what she said, but it was a, Matt Evans quote, facsimile thereof. Right? I scored this game without even a thought. Like, I've seen it. I've eyeballed it on the demo racks at Walmart. They have the controllers hanging out, and you see these kids playing these demo games. Same thing for Star Fox. So dope. You can show the world what you got. It's like, yo, I got this demo level on point, right? But I done seen Mario Kart time and time again. I had it as my eye on him. I knew it was the game to get. But I just had no means. I had the cash flow. Debbie comes in clutch. The old 51, we call her, owns 51% of father's company. And that is just funny to me. She comes in, tosses the game. Here you go, son. I said, thank you, Mother. And I played the out of it. It was so much fun. It wasn't, it was the weekend. Yes, so I got to play the holy hell out of it. And what a delight. What a delight. And these games, I know I'm ranting, but they're all relevant, sorry. Mario Kart was extra special, as along with all these multiplayer games in the top five, lower 5. You're able to bring back in college. So here's the situation. You get this beautiful machine known as a Nintendo 64 as a kid. You begin to be infatuated, and then, like I said, it happened to me, it turns into full-blown love with this system. You play all these games. You begin to love these games. They begin to play a part in who you are as a weird little nerd. Speaking for myself here. And I feel like has a big impact on my creativity today, or just how you use your imagination. Just these games you're playing, you're immersed in it, and you play these games. They become a part of who you are. They're a part of your life. Like, video games are here. They have arrived. 64, Dreamcast, like that kind of era, they have arrived, and then got turned up even more so with the PS2 and Xbox. And when those two bad boys came around, the 64 kind of went on the wayside. Still like a solid gaming console, but the future had arrived. So the 64 kind of went into a little bit of hibernation, and then in college, when everybody's busting out some nostalgic shit, for some reason, you go like, I got that 64. For some reason, other people's 64s just kind of disappear in the wind. That. I got my boy, I brought him up, and everybody's talking trash because you think you're the best, because after one player mode, you kick some ass when you're a kid, and then you come it out, you start talking shit, boys, and then you got to perform. Let me tell you something. I was a virgin going into college, but I performed. Let me tell you what, I performed. I talked that shit and I walked the walk. Instead, I tap danced, I moonwalked, I enslaved those around me.
Wow.
Yes. And that's why this console is so ageless. I love it because everybody gets down on it, up to 4 players, and it brings you face to face with your foes. You're right there. And honor compels you to keep your eyes on your own screen, lest you be whipped 50 times with the end of the controller. So, that's Mario Kart. That's a whole rant. And we're moving on to number 2. It's what you guys get for... you tuned in for the top 10 games, but then you got to sit through a little bit of, learning time with me. I'm going to get touchy-feely from time to time. I'm going to go on some rants, but guess that's all part of the show, baby. That's the show. It's the fucking show. And the show goes on to number 2, which is It is GoldenEye. What? I said it. GoldenEye's number 2. I can hear your yelling here. Fuck you. GoldenEye is number 2. That rhymes. Need I say more? It is a legendary. Talk about multiplayer game. Talk about talking trash to your boys, to any friends, girls and guys. Girls are just as competitive, perhaps more. Damn it all. Everybody likes to talk shit, and that's where you can put it all on the line in a way nobody gets injured unless, you know, you're that guy and start throwing fists over a video game. You're that guy? You that gal? Something in between? Don't be that. Don't be whatever that is. GoldenEye is the shit. You settle things. I was the best, I want to say.
You lose.
The temple, because I know where the body armor is. Probably the facility as well. I know the facility very well. We'd lie if I didn't see your screen out of my periphery. But who cares? Everybody does it. Sue us. Whatever. Lash me 50 times. But other ones, like, I mean, you're able to figure out the maps soon enough. They're not overly complex. There's one called the complex too, by the way. But super fun multiplayer, and a shout out to the single player. What I love that single player was the cheats. I don't know how I acquired my cheats, but got them all. I'm talking DK mode, Bond Invisible, all guns, infinite ammo, tiny bond. I already said DK mode, but whatever. I'll say it again. DK mode, all these silly little cheats. Paintball mode. Fuck me. You can have so much fun. Bond Invincible. Do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. It is delightful. Absolutely delightful. You can shoot as many people. This is a rated T game, and you could straight up be in a tank running over guys, and you hear their bodies squish and go, ah! It is horrifying. When you really look at it, it's just, wow, overly violent. But I can tell you one thing: video games does not cause mass shootings. I'm so sorry to tell that. I'm sorry to speak the truth. You know what I'm sorry about? That people just can't handle that. What a great narrative it is. A scapegoat video games. Shame on you. Even though there some are deplorable and horribly violent games. The ratings on the box, baby. That's all I gotta say. Ratings on the box, motherfuckers. And to all those who use Odd Job in GoldenEye and multiplayer, f*** you. You're not impressing anybody with your shortness. Yeah, I'm gonna get short with you if I see that anymore. I'll tell you what, the same people that use Odd Job, I'm gonna use Odd Job as a bridge to the #1 game, baby. Those who use Odd Job are the same bitches that use Kirby and Super Smash Brothers. I'll be f***ing us a lead. Smash Brothers. Get on it, son. Samus. Samus all day, Samus all night. Yes, baby. Even during daylight savings time. Give me that extra hour with Samus.
Wow.
I make my Kamehameha all day long. I grab you with my blue electricity, toss you the other way. I drop little bombs. I can do things. Samus is the shit. And that's also where I got my respect with a K for Link. Link, not Zelda. That's how badass he fought. That was amazing. His little combos, throwing bombs, boomeranging. Wowzer. Mario's okay. Donkey Kong I love beating the shit out of him. There's Kirby. Scourge of the universe, Kirby. You're a small target. You're a small person. Overcompensating for even smaller, you know what, buddy. This is a children's show. This is a family show, the Trial and Error podcast. Sons of bitches. I bleep everything out. Think I do that for nothing? Do it for you, kids. But screw you, Kirby. In fact, f*** you. F*** you, Kirby. And f*** you, Brad, for being Kirby. That's why we had to do that. Well, Captain Falcon, let me tell you something. This is not politically correct, but here's what we used to do to our boy Brad. Because he would beat us. It would be a big deal when we beat him, which was often enough. But whenever Brad won, it's like the Cowboys. Nobody's in a good mood because it's Brad and fucking Kirby. Still in power, small target. So what we would do before a whole night of session of Super Smash Broin, we would do what's called a forcing. That means 3 of us are all Captain Falcons. We go to teams. We put on about 15 lives because we want Brad to suffer, right? And he gets to be Kirby. We put on all sorts of weapons, and we team up on this piece of shit, and we beat the shit out of him. We go to Fox's ship, that ship level. Probably the best level in that game is for sure Hiryu Castle. For sure Hiryu Castle. Fox's ship was pretty good because it's a level playing field, so to speak. Level enough. But there's nowhere on the map that we couldn't get to him. There's nowhere he could hide. There's no way he could beat all of us. He came close a few times, but we crushed him like the scum that he is. And that's a forcing. Sanctioned on the, what's it called? On Fox's ship, the Star Fox ship. Jesus. But there would be times, I will say, we'd dabble at a different place because Brad would just whine and complain. Naturally, Brad.
You lose.
Just like a Brad to whine and complain. We switch to different spots. We go to Saffron City where it's a total Kirby fest. He can smack down, do these stupid little Kirby moves, his little downward foot spiral to no matter where you're on the map, it just shoots you down. Bullshit. I think one of the coders was having some fun with this pink little bastard. Yeah. But sometimes Brad might prevail. I'll say it right now. But that's unsanctioned, so nobody cares, right? After that, we would just do a sanctioned one, 20 lives, something egregious, and punish him because he's bad. He's naughty. And I'll just say it's number 1 because its multiplayer brought so much happiness to me. And that's kind of my gist towards video games in general. It's being able to enjoy it with some friends. You're right there together. You're drinking soda, smoking hash, whatever it is you're doing, shooting up meth. Why not? Whatever you got to do. If you're with your boys, you're with your friends, your girls, whatever, and you're enjoying these video games together, it's bringing happiness. That's why this console, but this number 1, it's brought me so much happiness, so much anxiety playing this game. Goes down to 1-1 after 8 lives. There's high stakes. You got a room full of people staring at you. I was part of a Super Smash Brothers club in high school. Clearly a bunch of virgins in this room playing Smash Brothers at lunchtime. And it was so much fun. You just come together. It's some bragging rights. So just another way to flex your muscles. Show what a bad mofo you are. And that's Smash Brothers. That's number 1 to me. But let me move on to these honorable mentions. Honorable mentions. Super honorable. We're going to start off with Jet Force Gemini. The same Raveware, or Wonderware, Rare, whatever it is. They made GoldenEye. And this is a pretty violent game, I will say. You're just a little space cadet. It's you, this chick, and then a dog. And you switch between the characters, which is kind of cool. And you blast these giant ant aliens. Not giant, I'd say about 6'5", huh? And their guts fly all over the place. You gotta save these little teddy bears, and it's actually pretty fun. I haven't beat it yet, though, for some reason. It's just been eluding my grasp. One day, on my deathbed, I'll beat it. But it's super fun. And you just go around blasting aliens. What could be better than that? Super easy. Jet Force Gemini. Then next is Bad Fur Day. Never played it. Saw it get played. It's filthy, deplorable, disgusting. There's boobs, there's poop. Hooray, hooray. We can be, video game and disgusting folk at the same time. Next is Pokemon Stadium. What I like most about that, to be completely honest, I'd say the attachment you can put into your Nintendo 64 controller to where you would put your Game Boy Pokemon cartridge and play the Game Boy game on the big screen. That's what I'm talking about, baby. I had red and yellow. If you're not choosing Blastoise, don't even talk to me. I'm serious. Charizard's okay. But I'll be damned if you choose Bulbasaur. By Charizard, I meant Charmander. Moving on. Lordy. Yeah, Pokemon Stadium is super cool. Didn't really get into it, though. You play against other friends. It's cool seeing your Pokemon rendered in 3 dimensions and play with them, but it's whatever. That's why I didn't make the top 10. It's kind of there. Just like FIFA 64. It was okay. You can kind of remember most about that game. 1, playing with friends. That's why it's an honorable mention, not just a mention. After you score, you can press the little yellow C, the up, down, left, right, yellow buttons on the right side of the controller. And one would say like, goal, 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 goal. You could just go crazy, make the crowd pound their seats or whatever. You have all these different little noises you can make. It's so fun. It's so much fun. How silly. Just press buttons. Next is Madden 64. It's okay. It's Madden 64. Brett Favre's on the cover. Big whoop. I love it. Next, Shadows of the Empire. What an obscure f***ing Star Wars game, let me tell you guys. The handles are pretty horrendous. You get to fight in the Hoth, which is kind of cool. Irritating levels. Very irritating. I've had some trying times, but there's something about it. I mean, it's Star Wars, so you just push through, you fight, you finish, and somehow in this terrible game, you end up finding yourself having a little fun. I can't explain it, even though I just did. Sorry. Shadow of the Empire. Good Lord. Yoshi's Story. Do not really know why that made the cut. I guess it's just really colorful. It's really nice. 2D. You get little eggs you shoot everywhere. It's a cute little game. You just want to rub your nipples a little bit. Then the last story about GoldenEye, I just loved it because it was the game not like the parents would not allow her, or at least 51 didn't, and tells my older brother Keith's godfather, do not get it for us. Do not get it for us for Christmas because there's blood in it. She heard there's blood. It's just the little red marks on their body after you shoot them. What does he get it for Christmas? Boom, we get that game. Whammy, and we start playing it. You're not going to keep this lady. The dam's been broken. We playing these games. And look at us now. Look at what video games have become since the 64. Since Pong and shit. I'll get the other games. So in the future, I'll do, PlayStation. I'll do Xbox 360. Didn't really get into the Xbox. Maybe some PC games. That's just going to be the Age of Empires series, to be honest with you. But, yeah, more 10 lists. I like this top 10 list little format. I get to rant a little bit. I get to yell at a microphone. It probably has other people's germs on it. Tasty, delicious. But yeah, if you guys got any gripes, have any constructive criticism or feedback, leave a comment on the Instagram cover that I post. Send an email to trialanderror@gmail.com. Whatever you gotta do. Call just talk shit. Send a funny gif, whatever it is. Hit me up. If you want to get on the show, hit me up. I'm easy to find. I got you, baby. We in this together. Until then,
You lose. Good day, sir.